Oh, are we loaded into our?
Hello everyone, it's Gigabeef here, and today we're looking at the best weapons to get you going in the new patch. First up, as far as I can tell, there have been very few changes to recoil whatsoever, and some of the information posted by Logical Solutions suggests minor tweaks to SMG type weapons such as the MP5 and the UMP to decrease their recoil slightly. Personally, I can't really feel the difference after playing on day one, so until we can do more extensive testing, for all intents and purposes, I'm considering the same as in 12.12 for the time being. With that said, your choice of weapon is going to come down to your playstyle and the map that you are going to. There is no one best gun for all situations, in my opinion, so we're going to split up our
really?
into semi-auto and full auto,
hang on.
from there.
My bad. Okay, word. Perfect. I was watching the fucking video. Busted. Does it really? I'm about to alt F4.
Into the three main buckets of headshotters, thorax and body killers, and leg meta weapons. Going primarily for headshots is really good early wipe because practically nobody has their eyes and jaws protected, and plenty of people wear no helmet at all. This can be taken advantage of either in semi or full auto, using accurate weapons on semi and looking for those one taps, or high RPM weapons with decent recoil for full auto. Headshots are insane at the start of a wipe because everyone's weapons suck and it's a one-shot kill. Early on, the pistols are pretty good at this and feel nice to use, the best at the start being the Glock and the M9A3 from Mechanic and Peacekeeper respectively, due to their higher mag capacity, and it's mainly down to personal preference on which you use of these two. They have insane ADS speed, meaning that you can potentially outshoot other players if you have decent aim, and the lower quality ammo matters less because we're shooting at unprotected hitboxes. The Saiga 9 is also an option that is kind of similar, but it has extremely low recoil instead. It's not one of my personal favourites, but you can give it a go if it suits your playstyle. All of these weapons so far are used with basic 9x19 PST rounds that have 54 damage and 20 pen. Interestingly, we can't buy PST anymore from level 1 traders, but you get a shed load of it at the start, so don't sell it if you're intending on using 9mm weapons. Next up are the shotguns, which for headshots are relatively easy to target. This is because with 12 gauge you get 8 chances, although bear in mind that only Magnum and 525mm will one tap with any pellet, and the latter only out to 5 to 10 meters. You still only have to get 2 in 8 though, which is sometimes easier than with single shot weapons. In my opinion, the revolver shotgun and the Mossberg are the best at level 1, with around the same accurate fire rate when you take into account the time it takes to pump the Mossberg and the recentering time on the double action mode for the revolver. The revolver shotgun has a 5 round capacity and is longer to reload, with the Mossberg having an 8 round mag by default, which is really cool, but the pump action motion is kind of annoying to me. I think it's close between the two, so you have to decide if you want slightly cheaper with the 5 round revolver, or more expensive but having 8+1 on the Mossberg. The double barrel from Jaeger is extremely cheap, but I personally find it too unforgiving with only 2 shells. Lots of people love it for hyper budget naked runs as it's only 9k from Jaeger, but your mileage may vary. As for full auto weapons, there actually aren't that many that we have free access to early on without doing barter trades. These are the PPS-H, the Kedda and the MP5K. The MP5K recoil is kind of high and the 30 round mags are expensive-ish, and the Kedda has problems getting 30 round mags at all, as it's barter only until level 2 traders, although you do get one with the gun. The PPS-H, on the other hand, is extremely good for this purpose. It's the highest fire rate weapon that you can get your hands on early with 1000 RPM, relatively manageable recoil, and 35 round mags at standard that are only 3k each. The Tokarev ammo is not that great in a general sense, and for headshots you can use any of them, but LRN PC is available at Jaeger 1, which does the most damage. Given they all have low pen, this has become my pick as it's much more versatile. Here's an example of how I've been using it. If all you can see is their head, go to town with the full 35 and hope for the best. One small downside is that the muzzle flash on the PPSH is quite high, but with the high cap mags and just dumping 35 rounds at people in their general head area has been working a treat. Also note that the weapon pulls up and to the left systematically. Try it out in offline factory to get a sense of how much you have to compensate for this when full autoing people so that you're not surprised in a real raid. Outside of this, as a USEC you start with some MP5s and you can barter them for brown knives too. This is not a bad choice as the MP5 has a decent fire rate at 800 and relatively nice iron sights, although it's been a little hit and miss so far for me. Before we continue, I just want to shout out the weekly Tarkov podcast Scav Talk that I run with my fellow Tarkovian church. If you like the content and are interested in more in a long form, we discuss similar stuff over there, which is both live on Twitch and also uploaded to YouTube, Spotify and other platforms as well. The link will be in the description. I'm also streaming regularly, especially in the early wipe, typically UK afternoons, so do come over to ask any questions or just to say hi. Right, next up, let's look at the thorax or body shot meta. This can work both on semi and full auto, the idea being to aim at centre of mass and dealing 85 damage total to the thorax hitbox, which results in an instant death. With semi, you'll want an accurate weapon with the damage potential to 2-tap players, so you'll also need high penetration ammo too to have the best chance of making it through level 2 to 4 armor in 2 clean hits. In full auto, this is broadly the same philosophy, but you don't need quite the same damage or penetration as in semi due to getting more chances to kill your opponent. You can get away with lower penetration and having a hit or two being absorbed, so a precise 2-shot kill is less important. The best round for this type of gameplay on semi is by far the 7.62x39 PS round, which is purchasable from Prapor 1, and it's the standard round for the SKS, the VPO 136 and the AKM, which has always been good early wipe. However, and this is really important, there have been some changes to ammunition, including this one. 7.62 PS has been buffed in 12.12.30. Yes, you heard me correctly, buffed, so now the penetration is 35 from its original 32. Practically speaking, this means that it is much more consistent at taking down class 4 armor with a 38% chance to pen on the first hit, up from 18%. Given these weapons are used mostly in semi-auto at the start of a wipe, this is a big boost to these guns, and they were already good before. Between the VPO 136, which is a semi-auto version of the AKM, the basic SKS, and the OP SKS, which is the model that can take an optic, there is a slightly different use case for each one. If you want the cheapest way to run PS, you don't mind a 10-round internal mag and hand reloading the rounds through the top of the weapon, go for the basic SKS as it's the cheapest. This is too limiting for me, and with the 20-round magazines from Peacekeeper costing about 10k if you want a detachable one, go for the VPO 136 instead from Skier. It has lower recoil off the bat, it comes with a 30-round mag of its own when you buy it, and is way easier to mod. The issue right now is that you can't buy 30-round magazines at level 1 traders anymore, meaning that you'll have to use the 10-rounders. My suggestion is to take one 30 and two 10s and use those as a backup, because you do get a 30-round mag when you buy it. The longer 10-rounders are cheaper, and they give more ergonomics than the smaller 10s, although they take up a little bit more space. The beauty of the VPO is that you can also get a red dot for it super early. Grab a Bastion cover from Skier 1, remove the rear sight before you apply it, and that gives you a rail. The best way to look for sights now is using the flea market interface, which we can use now before having the flea market unlocked. So link to search the Bastion cover and go into sights. This doesn't show you those that require mounts first.
broadcast. Is it? Oh, there's a sleigh right here. It's perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Alright. It's in the trunk of the car. Keep forgetting my fucking low strength. Oh no, that. Gotta kill this guy with the pistol. Yeah. I didn't quite see. I just wanted this type grip wrench. Good grip stop. Yeah. Okay. Wow, no, he was a pistol runner too. Okay. Ooh, he had Cretan. Ooh. Gee on him. Oh yeah, true. There's well, that's way over there in that dash. Another silhouette. Yes, it looks like. Ooh, and one of your Jaeger foods. Oh fuck, there's a flash drive way back where we spawned. Oh, don't think. I probably should. I do need to get it. And most of them end up being behind locked doors anyway, and I don't think that one is. Yes, Lewa right here. Back page. Yes, sir. I know, I was a little surprised myself. Ooh, cotton beanie. Ooh, nice. Wait, that was your third one? What's that? Yeah, you need 3. Oh, yeah, he probably won't give you a whole lot, but he's literally right here. He probably won't give you a whole lot because he didn't have much on him. Yeah. Oh, you had the little blue one? I didn't see. I'm running back real quick to grab the flash drive. I really do need it. I know, he was just vacuuming it. Ooh, you're gonna need that morphine injector. Already done mine too. Wait, plug, I might as well freaking grab it now. Lord knows, it's so annoying later on. But it's not yeah, exactly. It's not contending for a slot against anything right now. Oh. I know. Ooh, nice. Some Keter ammo. You're gonna need those large Tashankas and smalls later on, remember? Like, the large ones you're gonna need, like, very, very soon. Oh, look! Oh, no, 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 no. Alright, damn, I forgot how. Damn, that's delayed. Maybe I should just stream my... Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's mostly gibberish anyway.